I am Salungi TB, a teacher from Sri Shivaji Vidya Mandir and Junior College Aun. I welcome all of you in this session of English language. Students, in the earlier sessions we started the fourth poem entitled Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, written by Edgar. So today we are going to start the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, written by Edgar. So before I begin the actual poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, let me tell you some technical things about this poem. So there are 4 stanzas in the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, written by Edgar. Each of these stanzas consists of 4 lines. In each stanza we find 2 questions, sometimes 3 questions throughout the poem. It is a noticeable feature of this poem that it is marked by questions directed at readers. If you look at the lines of the poem, the poet has used the pronoun you for 3 times in the first stanza, for 4 times in the second stanza, for 4 times in the third stanza, and for 6 times in the last stanza. The pronoun you in this poem refers to all the readers of this poem. The pronouns his and him used in the first stanza refer to the people we come across in our daily life in the society. So we have discussed these technical things about the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, written by Edgar. So let us start the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow. So I read the first stanza. I am sure that you must be having the textbook of English language with you. So let us concentrate on the first stanza of the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow. So I read the first stanza. You look at the page number 112. Is anybody happier because you passed his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? The poem begins with the verbal question, is anybody happier because you passed his way? Every day while leading our life, we come across a number of different kinds of people. It is possible that some people may be sad, unhappy. The poet Edgar asks here, did you perform an action which made a person happy? Is there anybody who came out of his sad mood because of you? The second question in the first stanza. Let us look at the first stanza. The second question in the first stanza. Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? Is again a verbal question. This question is remarkable as far as poet's intention is concerned. From this question, I ask you another question. When do people remember us? That is my question to you. So the answer is when we help people, when we help them, when we speak to them, when we console them if they have any problems, and consequently if these people feel comfortable, if they feel happy, definitely these people will remember you. Therefore, the poet is asking you did, the poet is asking, did you speak to anybody today so that a person can remember you? Further, the poet says, if you didn't speak to anybody today, then the time is running out for you to be kind to others. The day is passing fast. Perhaps the day is over. You must have spent your day working hard. It is possible that you must be busy a whole day. Still, as a human being, a part of society, you must speak kind words to other people who are neglected by others. Definitely, these people will feel happy and utter or speak kind words about you. So, you introspect, evaluate yourself that your actions, your deeds made the people to bless you or say something good about you. In this way, 3 questions in the first stanza reveal your treatment, your behavior, your actions towards other people. Of course, first stanza surely guides us to maintain the interpersonal relationship with other people around us. So this is what the poet has discussed in the first stanza of the poem, Have You Earned Your Tomorrow. So let us come to the second stanza. I read the second stanza. You look at page number 112. I read the second stanza. Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along, or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng? Were you selfish, pure and simple as you rushed along the way, or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? So let me explain the second stanza. The second stanza also begins with the verbal question, did you a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? It means the poet is making inquiry that whether you meet and greet your friend cheerfully anytime in a day. The question clarifies that your cheerful greeting may make your friend happy. Your cheerful greeting may result into the change in the positive attitude of your friend. When we greet our friend, it shows your courtesy for him or her. Greeting does not take anything away from you, rather it makes you likable person in the society. Indirectly, the poet suggests here to imbibe the habit of greeting to your friends. Further, the poet asks, did you greet your friend rudely, or did you just pretend not to notice him or her, as you may be busy in your daily routine? So if you look at the second line of the second stanza, or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng. The poet also probes that you might have greeted hurriedly to your friend and disappeared in the throng. Here, the meaning of the word churlish means rude, in rude way, and the meaning of the word throng means crowd. And therefore, the poet is making the inquiry that you might have greeted hurriedly to your friend and disappeared in the crowd of people as usual. Here the implied meaning is that you should not treat your friend rudely, or you should not neglect your friend even though you are fully busy in your daily work. Sometimes we also forget our old age friends relatives. The third line from the second stanza, I read the third line. Were you selfish, pure, and simple as you rushed along the way? The third line from the second stanza reveals the fact that in the course of time, in the passage of time, as the time passes, we become self-centered, purely selfish, and ignore our friends and relatives. On the contrary, the poet hopes that is there anybody who is grateful to you for you have done something good for him? It means that the poet is expecting you to be kind, sympathetic, and helpful so that people should thank you, people should express gratitude for what you have done for them. So this is what the poet has discussed in the second stanza of the poem. Now let us come to the third stanza of the poem. You look at the third stanza. I read the third stanza. Can you say tonight in parting with the days that is sleeping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? So, the time described in the third stanza seems to be an evening time. The day is about to be parted over. The night is approaching very fast. Here, in this stanza, the poet is reminding the readers of how you behaved, treated, acted with other people throughout the day. The poet makes readers think and rethink, to examine, to calculate themselves whether you helped single brother or a person you came across, you met today. You might have come across hundreds of people today, but you just recall your deeds of today and think as if you offered helping hand to needy people, to those who really expect your help, who truly hope that you can do something good for them. Further, the poet asks, is there any person who rejoiced, who thrilled, who felt glad, happy for a little bit help you offered or extended to him? There are so many needy people around us are extremely waiting either your help or your words of kindness, your words of consolation, your words of comfort, and your words of sympathy, empathy, and compassion. Very often, we are either absolutely unaware about the troubles of people around us, or we never try to understand, listen to their difficulties. At the end of the stanza, the poet asks, is there any person who had lost his hope right now has been encouraged by the concern you showed to him? Is there any person who had changed his negativity into positivity to look at life because of your help? Is there any person who has been inspired by your kind words or your communication with him? Help means let it be advice, let it be your guidance, let it be your suggestions, let it be your kind words, your sympathy, your consolation you felt or offered them. In short, the poet Edgar expects us to be considerate or kind to at least one person every day. So, in this way, the poet Edgar has given very important advice in the third stanza. Now let us come to the last fourth stanza. You concentrate on the fourth stanza. I read the fourth stanza. Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? So, the last stanza can be looked upon as the real evaluation or an assessment of the day you spent. The poet asks whether you wasted your day in the deeds of no use or unnecessary doings. If you haven't done anything for the betterment of other people, it means you have lost your today. The expression in the first line of the last stanza, did you waste your day, shows this. According to the poet, doing nothing for needy people is like losing your today. The poet further asks the readers, was today well spent or sorely spent? It means you performed noble work for needy people, then it is well spent today. But if you passed your today in trivial things, then it is badly spent today. Further, the poet puts forward two types of possibilities. The first one is either you might have left someone smiling because of your kind words, or you might have left someone feeling unhappy because you might have ignored him, neglected him, mistreated him. At night, when you go to bed, here in the third line of the last stanza, the word occurs there, slumber. Slumber means sleep. So at night, when you go to bed, sleep, you just close your eyes and remember how did you spend your whole day. What deeds you do today. You ask questions yourself. Did you make someone happy today? Did you speak kind words to someone today? Did you spare some time for needy people today? Is there someone who wholeheartedly admitted your kindness today? Did you cheerfully greet to your friend today? Did you selflessly help someone today? Did you perform such action so that someone may be grateful to you today? Is there a single person rejoicing over what you have done good for him? So think over all these things, and if the answer is yes, you are surely going to earn one more day in your life, and that is tomorrow. It means God may grant you one more day in your life if your today is spent well. For other needy people, the message from this poem is that if you do good things in present, certainly we are bound to have bright tomorrow. In other words, investing good today results into earning everything tomorrow. Our tomorrow means future. Our future is built on the basis of what we do today. Similarly, we can say that the poet Edgar is making us aware of our responsibilities and duties in present, which lead us to better life ahead. So, this is what the poet Edgar Guest has discussed in the fourth stanza and in the whole poem. So, we have discussed all four stanzas today in this session. So, I have completed the poem from the first stanza to the last stanza in this session. So in the next session, we will discuss all the figures of speech from this poem. So you just study this poem at home. So I stop here. Thank you.